Sean Petrie is definitely well known to police. Court documents we've obtained show that he has been before the courts in Toronto, Peel, Halton, and Kitchener. And in 2007 and 2008, he was convicted for, among other things, robbery, and that landed him in prison. We've also learned that Petrie worked in Milton at that auto body shop, the location of the second shooting. And just in recent weeks, he was threatening his former boss, who yesterday he allegedly killed.
Why would somebody do something like this? If he was in uniform, was he targeted because of that? Was it a random shooting? He certainly seemed to have something against the people he, I think, worked for.
There are many questions surrounding why Sean Petrie allegedly ambushed a Toronto police officer before shooting an innocent man during a carjacking and then heading to a Milton auto body shop where he opened fire on 3 people, including his former boss, who was killed. Friends of the victims and community members are upset.
This individual obviously had a mission.
Global News has learned that Petrie, who was wearing a construction vest Monday when he allegedly went on the shooting spree, worked at MK Auto Repairs in Milton last year for 2 to 3 weeks, but was let go because he was not a good employee. One worker tells us Petrie came to the body shop about a month ago and 2 weeks later made death threats toward the owner, Shakil Ashraf.
This should have not happened. This guy should have not been carrying a weapon, period. And I feel very strong about that. With everything going on around the world, I don't think that this person should have been holding a weapon, period. Where'd he get it? How did it come into Canada?
Global News has been digging into court records that find that Petrie has charges dating back to 2000 for theft, possessing weapons and ammunition, and obstructing peace officers. Most of those charges were withdrawn. But in July 2008, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison for robbery. The year prior, he was also sentenced to 5 years in prison for a number of counts, including, again, robbery. Parole documents we've obtained from 2010 ordered Petrie to abstain from drug use and to stay away from those involved in criminal activity. It reads, "Your criminal history is directly linked to the negative influence of criminal others, including those involved in the gang subculture. Your involvement with these associates has led to your convictions for property crimes, robbery, drug trafficking, and weapon possession. It is in the interest of public safety that you be prohibited from any contact with your negative peers." And the parole board noted that in 2010, Petrie completed violence prevention programming in prison, but because he needed enhanced supervision, he was seen as a suitable candidate for an electronic monitoring bracelet and a curfew. The parole board said that employment was a key plank of him successfully reintegrating into society and ordered him to actively search for work and/or school to keep him engaged.